Hello, everybody. This is Podcast Minute Talk Show, the same podcast that Russell Brand listens to. He actually he reached out to us and he said that he loved it, and he is also getting ready to do HOP 2. So I'm really excited for that.
That's right. I'm Tyler.
And I am Jackson Hoff.
Slow introductions today, but anyway, this is Podcast Minute Talk Show.
You know what they say about Podcast Minute Talk Show? They say it's like boiling water.
I haven't heard that once, but
Yeah, no, they say it's like boiling water. They say they don't understand why you just threw boiling water on my face.
okay, I'm trying to draw the line, between these two.
All right, let's get to our guest. So hi, what did you say your name? What did you say your name was again? I'm sorry.
Jackson Hoff.
Jackson Off?
Hoff.
Hoff?
Jackson Hoff.
Oh, I get it.
What do you get?
Nothing. No, nothing. It's cool.
No.
Like
Please
the Hoff-
elaborate.
So
on
you're
The
a male
Hoff
prostitute,
system?
that.
right?
I am.
That's great. Yeah,
It's not great. It's illegal. First, let me just start that
some
off.
states.
Prostitution is a crime. If you actually want to do some real shit, get on.
If you
on,
brought me on this show just to harass me like this for my profession, you got another thing coming, bud.
People call you up and pay you so that they can harass you, or you harass them, or whatever
Not
you guys
always.
work
Yeah,
out.
not all the time. Come on.
Not always. Varies client to client.
All right, maybe I'm being a little bit too prejudiced.
Yeah, we tend to get that. And, that's kind of why I wanted to come on and talk today. So with all of, the economic troubles that people are going through, people are forgetting we're a business too. The male prostitution game is hurting folks. And I really wanted to spread awareness of that.
Okay.
Well, people, they're not leaving their houses because they're like, oh, I don't want to meet up with strangers because of sanitary reasons, and cases are at an all-time high. But how else am I supposed to generate business?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you like meet them and become friends, then it's like you're meeting up with a friend and having prostitution sex. That's not bad. That's not as bad, right?
Well, that's not as bad, but I mean the main thing is the part where they pay me.
Yeah, no, but you have to admit that
Right.
that's a pretty great idea, though, right?
Well, yeah, but your friends don't normally pay you to do that sort of thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we'll have to figure out a workaround.
Yeah, and if I become friends with any of my clients, then immediately free of charge.
Well, what if maybe you could become like friends on Facebook first prior to, the whole
So that
getting
way,
on.
we know each other, but really I dislike them.
Yeah, exactly. So, post on Facebook, you're looking for some, some sexual work, and you're
Yeah,
willing
you're
to
looking
get paid
for-
for it.
That's not a bad idea, Tyler. Do you have experience in this field?
Yeah, actually, I got a lot.
Really?
Yeah, except it wasn't with prostitution. It was with selling Beanie Babies. So,
Can you elaborate on how that's related at all?
Oh no, I could.
Well-
I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Well,
I'm completely lost.
Beanie Babies. Oh my God. Beanie Babies were the original stock. That was literally you bought into Beanie Babies because you were like, this one is adorable. It's gonna go up in price in 30 years. I'll pay for my kids' college.
so rare.
Yeah.
No one else is gonna have this one.
Hundreds. Then you're falling deeper down the hole. Hundreds of thousands of dollars spent on Beanie Babies. Yeah,
But it's
knockoff
worth it,
Beanie
man.
Babies. They don't sell. That's not a Beanie Baby. That's a human. That's a human Beanie Baby. They don't make it after. They make it after animals. There's no such thing as a Jerry Seinfeld Beanie Baby. I'm not buying that. That's what people say to you.
But if there were, I would buy it.
Yeah, well, in a heartbeat. I mean, could you imagine Beanie Baby Seinfeld cast? In the 90s, it'd be worth a lot, but now, millions.
Beanie Kramer.
Would Beanie Kramer be worth more or less than the average Seinfeld Beanie Baby?
That's what, in the Beanie Baby world, controversy. I'm making fun of the Beanie Baby CEO. Controversy sells. That's what they say in Beanie Babies. I up in price way more. More, yeah.
Yeah, I'd pay more for it.
Yeah, you would think,
Yeah.
right?
And, you know, that's how the business works.
Kramer. What are you doing, Beanie Baby Kramer? Beanie Baby Jerry. But we digress. Back to, you were saying something about Beanie Baby. Why are you talking?
Tyler just had such great ideas for how to really expand my business in the male prostitution industry. And then he said that was related to his time with Beanie Babies.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my fault. I brought up like a whole.
Oh yes.
A whole
Beanie Babies awakened you. That you realized
sexually.
That they.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's the whole starting point for everyone, isn't it?
Well,
Which ones in particular?
I really like the snail one. I really like
the ones
bear
with
one with
unique
the red
shapes
heart.
are very fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
No, Tyler, I can respect your choice to be a straight man, but gay when it comes to prostitution. Completely makes sense. 100%. Prostitution is not real sex. It's not love sex. It's just a slab of meat.
Carnal desire.
Yes.
Hitting the pain.
Up and down, front and back.
Yeah.
Going in, taking it out.
Yeah, taking it out, checking out, stick a finger in, checking if it's done, put it back in.
Maybe a kiss between all that.
No.
Probably not. That's weird.
Golden rule: never kiss unless it's the lips of your ass. Never kiss a prostitute.
Also, kissing with a mask, not sexy. From experience, can attest.
Oh my God.
It's true.
It's like dry humping, but
Worse.
yeah. Middle school dances are in for a rude awakening. Okay, Mr. Jackson.
Because of the dry humping or because of the kissing with masks?
That's up for you to decide.
All right. Picture this. You're a middle school principal.
I've been there, yeah.
You're in charge. You're everybody looks up to you. Everybody loves you. Respects what you're thinking all the time. Are those kids dry humping on the dance floor? Or those kids are almost some sort of dry hump with their mouths. They're trying to kiss with the masks on. Yeah, which would you prefer?
I don't know.
No, I might as well go stick with what's always been happening, what's always been going on, and that's dry humping. That's 100%.
Stick with what you know.
Yeah, true. Stick with what you know. So whatever prostitution stuff you're doing, Yellow Pages, handing out flyers or something.
It's actually Facebook Marketplace. Surprisingly effective and not often patrolled.
Okay. I mean, you already got,
That's good.
the brand recognition
Yes,
for
you have-
Facebook. Yeah.
That's
So
small businesses. They oftentimes do not have a foothold online. That's your biggest thing, and it's the 21st century. You got to be online with anything.
Well, when I started in this game 3 weeks ago, I knew immediately, you got to capitalize on your social media brand in this day and age. It's just part of the process.
And to do that, you have to have a really great looking website. So that's why this episode of Podcast Minute Talk Show is actually sponsored by Wayfair. Wayfair has been doing amazing work in the human trafficking industry. Truly a modern marvel. Like you couldn't even go back to feudal Japan and see human trafficking as efficient as this.
Doesn't Wayfair sell furniture?
Yeah, no, that's a conspiracy.
There's a conspiracy right now.
theory.
There's cabinets that are really expensive going with
They're like
names that are supposedly linked to
people.
missing people. Yeah, but I mean, it's just
That's like
I
a
should've tried that.
$15,000 cabinet.
and like most of them have already been found, so it's already been proven like not true.
And I have not looked this up. I'll
How
tell
disappointing.
I'll tell the audience right now. I don't think you could buy a human for $15,000. Not in this day and age. Do you know how much of your organs are worth a ton? Even your skin and your bones. They could get, as the Native Americans practice, you need to use every
part of
bit
the body.
Yes, you need to use every single part, even the guts, string them up,
Bone
string
marrow,
a guitar,
everything.
string a guitar with those guts.
Isn't it something like a kidney's like $35,000?
Yeah. So there's no way that they could sell a whole person.
If that's
No,
just a
I know.
kidney, that's an optional organ.
I'm sure you know, Mr. Jackson, the price of a kidney all too well. I'm terribly sorry to hear
What
about
do you-
your condition.
What are you implying?
All right, all of your, customers we've been talking. We've all gotten together. We've pieced.
Wait. So are you are you revealing you're one of my customers? Because you just said all of my customers have gotten together and you were part of that group.
All right, fine. Let me clarify. No, yes, I paid for sex with a man through the means of prostitution, but we did not touch each other.
We just ended up talking.
Yes,
It was actually very amicable.
You don't remember me? You don't at all?
You were wearing that,
Yeah, the full shredder costume from the Ninja Turtle villain.
Yeah, and you brought
Head to
me
toe movie replica from the new movies, the CGI ones.
Yeah, and you brought me the
Yeah. A signed
Krang
a signed Blade. Leo signed Blade that he killed.
Why am I forgetting the rat's name?
Raphael.
No, the
What?
rats.
Ratatouille. What are you talking about? Like,
Splinter.
Yeah. You
well, I
brought
just
me
know
the
him as
Splinter
Sensei
costume.
at this point. Yeah. No. So I never paid. So I paid for gay sex. Yes, I'll take that. But I did not have gay sex. You can't trick me. You can't trick me with does your mom know you're gay? Because yes, she knows I'm gay. Not. I'm a bit of a wordsmith. I'm a bit of
A storyteller.
yeah. I weave. I nay weave thread, but thy weave smiles.
And I think the thing we really took away from that encounter is we gained a friend, and that's why
We
I
gained
didn't
a friend.
charge you.
And that
Yeah.
So I never I never paid for gay sex.
Yep. I refunded his
$1,000. Yeah, that was right. That's how much it was for good
It
conversation.
was $20. There was a decimal in there.
I'm not good with numbers, and I'm also not good with my health. Isn't good. I'm not good with health.
Why? What's wrong?
Speaking of not good with health, what I was trying to say was that all the customers we have a Reddit. We have a
In 3
we
weeks,
have a Reddit
unpopular.
thread. We have a whole subreddit. I don't know if you've heard r/incels. I don't know if you've heard of it. No, but and we've all like pieced together through our stories of these amazing encounters with this mystical man who comes and truly blesses us sexually, and we've discovered you most likely have kidney stones. You probably need new kidneys, man. So.
Wow, that took
I
a
don't-
while to get to. Holy shit.
I don't think you need to
That was a while ago. Oh my god.
Yeah, a bit
Okay.
up and down. That's
I don't think you need to replace your kidneys for kidney stones. I think you just gotta let them pass after a couple days.
Are you serious? But like
Have you replaced
if they
your
pass,
kidneys?
they're just sitting there dead in your body. Like, what do you do?
No, kidney stones is just like
They're-
a buildup of gross
They're super sharp. I think it's either calcium or calcite that builds up in the reason it's so painful coming out is you have to pee it out, and they're these
Yeah.
incredibly sharp, pointy rocks coming out of your.
Yeah.
What?
Apparently, if you drink a lot of store-bought iced tea.
Iced tea, yes, I know
you
that,
can
yeah.
you can get kidney stones.
I
But
think
you
my-
don't have to remove your
My
kidneys.
mom had problems with her kidneys, and she drinks a lot of iced tea.
What?
That was a while ago. So she's not dead or anything.
She's done.
Wow.
With that,
So it's not God's retribution on the gays.
I don't think so because, similar to what happened in your situation, I've never actually had sex as my role as a male prostitute. I think that's how my business has grown.
Wait.
So,
Really? How? What?
well, because like I said with Sean's situation, he came for the gay sex because
No, I never came for the gay. I don't know.
But you
Well,
refunded him.
he said, well, yeah,
To get him to come
That's why
to
my
me, I had to
business is
say I
struggling,
wanted gay sex,
Tyler.
but it was never.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but he
I mean,
he came for the gay sex because he was very sexually aroused for men, and he wanted gay sex. But ultimately, we walked away with a friendship.
Yeah,
And
ultimately, I stayed
so
for him.
have you made any money?
But then I also came. So.
Have you made any money at all?
how do you put a price on friendship?
Wait,
missed
no,
what I said.
hang on. What?
I said I originally came for gay sex. I stayed for a friend, and then I came.
Okay, good to know. Okay,
Poignant.
You know,
so you
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
made any money whatsoever with your business so far. How long have you been in operation? I guess
I said 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
He's a
Oh,
martyr.
okay.
He's a martyr. You're
That's
a
why I
modern day
was-
Jesus. You're
Okay.
truly.
That's why I was so impressed with the Reddit. And I didn't think I was big enough to justify that
Yeah,
yet.
no,
but-
no. There's tons of those that kind of grimy, creepy guys.
Well, I
They
guess
just
it's-
flock to
you
your
know,
story and your.
I guess it kind of started.
message.
Kind of beautiful.
Started pretty simply, I'd say. You know, a prostitute who
On
doesn't
Facebook
take money
Marketplace, yeah.
on Facebook Marketplace and just talks to their clients. It's pretty interesting.
Almost verbatim the story of Jesus Christ.
I don't think so, but yeah.
Well, I switch out like Facebook Messenger for rocks or whatever. I don't know, but it's him. Yeah.
Where's the cross play into this?
We haven't reached the end, so I guess.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any T-shaped troubles?
T-shaped troubles?
Yeah. Anybody giving you a hard time? I'm not gonna say I'm on a roll because I don't know.
I was with you until you emphasized roll. And that really confused me.
Yeah.
You were on a T thing. I'm thinking that connects to the cross.
A
then you
sourdough roll.
again, doesn't have a T.
No.
Like the bread Christ gave to the
toasted
people in the
cinnamon
desert.
roll.
That wasn't Christ. Never mind.
Christ gave. No, he did bread.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he gave bread, but I'm
He
thinking
turned
of a different story.
He turned like something stupid like 3 fish into 16 fish or
No,
whatever.
I don't think that. I don't think that was Jesus. I'm pretty sure that was.
No, that was
No,
Jesus.
Jesus.
He took like 2 loaves of bread and 3 fish and fed something like 500 people.
Yeah, that's called.
I think that's the story. Right?
everybody
I could have
got
sworn that was
one nibble.
I don't care anymore.
Well, me and Sean had the same Catholic education.
Yes, I actually.
yeah.
I went to Catholic school with this gay prostitute.
This is both
Very-
true and not true, and also true.
Yeah, 3 layers of matrix level prostitution amazement.
Red pill, blue pill.
Yeah. I mean, okay, ready?
Yeah.
You have 2 choices. You pick the red pill. I grant you 1 wish. Pretty good? I'll grant you 1 wish. Anybody you want to choose to make out with that is sitting right next to you, you can. The blue pill.
Yeah, what's the blue pill?
The blue pill. Don't choose yet, because you don't know if the blue one's going to be better. Or if it's just going to be the other side, the other face, the blue pill.
What does it do? Yeah.
Yeah, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. We've been ready.
I'm talking to the audience, guys. Come on. Not everybody's like actively listening as we're going through this thing.
Okay.
Sorry. So the blue pill. I'm not gonna apologize. Fuck off. Blue pill. I get to choose. I get to choose what your wish will be, and I'll make sure it's something that is deeply connected to your character and deeply connected to your personality and soul, even your past lives. It'll be the theme of your entire existence.
So let me go through this.
And that'll be to make out with the person to your to your left or right.
Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that no matter what pill I choose, I just kiss the person either. To
No.
my left or right.
no,
Yeah, Tyler, that does the glass half full. That's a pessimistic outlook on this situation.
Okay, well then for both pills I pick, then I get to kiss one of the people next to me.
Yeah, so I'd run to Kate Upton's house. Hey yo.
Oh, I thought part of the requirements were you have to take it right now.
Yeah,
And
I thought we would have to do this right here.
I don't know. Whenever does he eat it? He eats a pill in the Matrix. Is that?
Yeah, he eats
Yeah.
the pill. That's how he goes in.
because
I've never seen The
gives him the
Matrix.
red and the blue pill, and then he
It wakes him up in the
Yeah.
real world.
True. I never.
or
just,
does he actually wake up?
I
I
don't
never
know.
considered him
It's confusing.
consuming it. That's so weird that you have to put. I've just seen it as the meme. So it's like I don't know.
You just pick one and then he puts them back in his pockets.
Yeah. So it's like a symbolic choice. He's like.
I mean, it still is a symbolic choice. It's not like real food still because he's in.
If
the
you think
Matrix.
the Matrix has any symbolism in it at all, you need
You're
to
a
go back to. You need to go back to coding.
Go back
school.
to film school.
All right, we're reaching the end. Sorry, sorry.
I think I'll take the
Sorry,
blue
guys.
pill just because I didn't hear the full description, and it's better than only being able to kiss Tyler.
That's true.
Nothing against Tyler, but I want to roll the dice, see what else I could get.
And it's not a peck, and it's not like a full on like gloopy gloppy like make out.
No, it's a solid kiss.
It's a solid kiss. It's a kiss. It's a kiss you would kiss your beautiful bride standing on the altar. One big one to send them all home.
It's that first kiss you had at your 8th grade dance.
No, that's a
before the
peck,
dry
though.
humping started.
Before
That's
the
a
dry
peck,
humping.
though. Right before the dry humping. It's
It
like
may have been a peck for you.
You didn't have a ceremony?
An 8th grade dance?
Oh
No,
my god!
Okay.
Ooh, who was your principal?
we're taking this on for a little too long.
Yeah, probably.
Everybody at home, we get what you're thinking. We get what you're saying. Prostitution is a real. It's a problem, but it's also not a problem. It's something that these girls and guys, they have no choice but to turn to this, and that's underdeveloped communities not getting the funding they deserve. But all in all, we could talk about all that boring shit like all the time. But what pill would you take? And who's sitting next to you right now? Find out next on Podcast Minute Talk Show. Thank you, Jackson. Off.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back, everybody, to Soft Minute Talk Show. We're going to be going over our favorite.
Soft things.
Yes. Aiden is back. He made a bit of a soft entrance.
Yeah, guys. So weirdly enough, I just appeared, and where am I? And then the male prostitute appeared on the toilet at my house, and we were both really confused. But we switched places.
He messaged you through Facebook.
I shit on the chair here, and now I'm just gonna finish up the podcast. I didn't know we were recording today.
Yeah. We're all not. The rest of us aren't going to do anything about shit in the studio. It's Aiden's mess. He's going to clean it up, and if he chooses to clean it up at the end, that's more power to him.
Guys.
What?
I've been thinking. First of all, well, actually, two things on my mind. Hopefully, I remember both of them because I'm going to say one right now. So, I saw a comment on our video where we were making fun of the TikTok ban, and we were like, oh, you're gonna ban TikTok. But in reality, guys, we don't want TikTok to be banned because it's our second biggest platform, and it's really important to me.
Like, the
and it's
reasons
awesome.
why TikTok would be banned, I mean, like kind of makes sense.
Really?
Like the Chinese stuff?
What Chinese stuff?
Like,
How it's like a spy app.
collecting
collecting
information and
data.
stuff?
It collects as much information as any other app that we have. It's just from China. Facebook probably collects more information.
True.
Yeah, but I'm
definitely
not on
collects-
Facebook. I'm on TikTok.
Sure, but they're not banned. Like, what?
I don't care if
they
Facebook
were
is
like,
collecting
if
my
they were
data.
like, if they were like, everybody, we don't want our data collected, and so all these apps are going to be banned for doing it. Okay, yeah, sure, because then everyone decided they don't want their data collected, and then they want all the apps to be banned. Thing is, they say that, and then they only want to ban TikTok, which because it's Chinese.
Yeah.
Even though all of like TikTok is basically American run here, like it's just a secondary. Completely American run secondary version of the app from China, and it's still owned by the Chinese company, but they're not doing anything with it.
Let's not fight on it, but obviously
I was just gonna say,
are a bit biased.
like, is
Misinformed.
when
maybe.
people no, I'm shut up, guys. Why are you guys in character so
you
much?
get-
We're on the podcast.
you get the
You're not
news.
supposed to be in character like this.
do you get the news about TikTok on TikTok?
I was,
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna, I was gonna say, like, is there some sort of like thing that happened where TikTok was like actually in some sort of like cahoots with where the Chinese part of TikTok, like their company, ByteDance or whatever, was in like cahoots with the Chinese government, or we did just assume that because they've taken our data and that they're Chinese, that they're going to be using it in some way with the government of China.
I think like other apps have been doing it, and they've like changed it, like Reddit and LinkedIn, and I know those for sure, and I'm pretty sure TikTok as well. They had to fix it. They had something in like the app, like that was reading what was on your clipboard, all the stuff that you were copying.
I saw that, but I don't really care.
I copy addresses and shit because I don't feel like retyping
That's
addresses.
true.
So it's like, I mean,
But what are they going to do with an address?
whatever. Yeah. But what if you copy and paste a sensitive link like that is, there's a lot of like
Like what? No, I'm serious.
To what?
10
Like
hour
Like what kind of
Nyan
link?
Cat.
Yeah,
No,
to
actually, like
YouTube.
what's a sensitive link? What would you think? I'm just curious. What do you think is
a
sensitive?
sensitive link, like your bank like sends you a secure link to do some sort of transfer. I like for the general people, it's probably not a big a deal, like, but for people who have shit to hide, like, like us,
Like what?
like you and I, like.
Oh yeah, like really deep under the roots shit. That's like really bad if it got out.
What the hell
Like
have
if
you
the
guys
government
been
or like
hiding?
anybody morally right saw it, they'd be fucking flipping their
Oh
shit.
my God! Even if you're like average Joe found out, he'd be like, "Now that's not good."
I just think like the whole because I saw someone commented on it, like, yeah, TikTok, like TikTok should be literally like China needs to have repercussions for their actions. I was just thinking like what
fuck
if like
yourself.
what
Go
if
fuck
what if
yourself if
Facebook
you think that.
what if Facebook did something or what, like, well, it has and it all. What if when Facebook, I'm sorry, what about when Facebook
knew
was
about it?
doing shit that was really controversial, like last time they were in the news, for example, that like people were just like, yeah, America really fucking needs to have repercussions for this shit. Yeah, it's like really weird to group in like TikTok as like all of China needs to have repercussions.
Well, I don't know. Like, the reason that it's even possible to have an argument that is like grouping all of China is because of the government, because of the form of government China.
Yeah, but what does that have
government
to
in China
do with
is
TikTok?
control of everything.
Right.
But in America, it's a privately owned company. I don't know if the company in China that does TikTok. I have no idea. I'm making guesses after guesses. I guess on a test. I don't know about this.
Same, but sort of not. But it's just interesting.
Oh,
It's
like
just
you're
like
smarter than
really,
me?
it's just really like I feel like lack of like actual research, like the amount of because like TikTok is so separate from like the Chinese affiliate more than anything. But I realized something the other day. Like I fully realized for a while I was just like, what? Now I'm gonna get more into American ignorance or whatever. What
I know all about this.
I love that
like
Green Day song.
for the last few months I've just been thinking like where I can't see America just quarantining and caring about people's lives forever. But I also just can't see America
think we really started
getting
it.
back into the world completely, like, just jumping in and forgetting it doesn't happen. But I also can't see us properly making sure that, like, we should jump back into the world, but I can't see us staying in quarantine or whatever. Basically, I realized what it's going to be is just jumping back into the world as like much as possible with like all these annoying little things like movie theaters never being really opened or being used for the next. And that's just how it's going to be until there's a vaccine. And we're just going to keep being in this like limbo of like a bunch of people angry that we're like wearing face masks and a bunch of people angry that we're not doing more. And then we're like that, we're just going to push the limits and let the most amount of people die possible that still, but also we're not going to fully open back up until there's a vaccine because we're never going to quarantine enough properly. It's just, and I feel like that's how we go about a lot of things. We just push through the most annoying, but also like it becomes the only option because there's no consensus reached. There's not going to be a compromise. So it's just like a gross, annoying, really hard to deal with both sides thing. Yeah. It's kind of, I feel prideful almost like whenever I come from something, it's like, yeah, man, we're pretty fucked, but like, I'm kind of like in on it. So it's kind of cool. Like unity I really love unity. And so it's like the fact that like we can be united as like one of the biggest freaking countries ever, and we're like this fucking R-worded. Yeah, it's crazy.
And we're all gonna die together. That's patriotism right there. That's awesome.
I'm probably not, dude. I got in a conversation with my mom, and I had to leave like right away. And I was like, "Why are you talking to me about this? Because it's gonna be like like I'm just gonna like you're not like neither of us are gonna be happy about whatever." But she just started going off about like how there's more cases, but the death toll hasn't risen, and I was just like. Yeah, but it's only been like 2 weeks since like the cases came. Yeah. Like nobody's dying right away. I was like, I gotta go because she just kept like getting defensive, and not like we were arguing, but I was just like, I'm gonna get annoyed and like I don't want to be frustrated.
I think today I don't like second-handing information, but I'm pretty. I think like something like 80 like newborns in like a hospital in Texas all got coronavirus. Ugh. Like over the last like whatever. So like a newborn 6-month-old then died from the coronavirus, and it's like I don't know. People wanna draw the lines like, hey, a woman doesn't have the right to choose when and where they have a baby. But then we also accidentally kill 80 children.
Well, here's what I think is that like...
Thank you. I'm getting a thumbs up from... We have thousands of people actually listening to this. This is
Live
the first
studio
episode ever that
audience.
we're actually having this.
Fellas. So I think my whole thing is just like where my mom's argument kind of would come into, and she's like right, and it's where like a lot of like Republican people kind of come in, and it's just that like, oh yeah, we need to open things back up, like and it is really going to be like if we were in quarantine for like 6 months, like it's like so unrealistically, stupidly hard and impossible. Like the amount of damage it does. Like
only because we're doing it so stupidly and terrible.
True, but there's like a lot of I mean, in Canada, I was talking to Young Heezy, and in Canada, he said that like every month they got like a $2,000 check from or something like that. Every
$1,200.
Yeah, once. And so it's like, but even on that note, besides just like. Yeah, but then where like my mom's argument would be like, well, where's all this money gonna come from? And then we got to get into like, well, why does all these Wall Street corporations get a ton of money? But I'm not even getting involved with that with my mom.
So easy to ask. Yeah. Where does the money come from?
But anyway, it's like it's frustrating because like we shouldn't have to. It's really hard like for the economy, for people individually, just in general, for people to quarantine completely, but also it's like we can jump into the world to like keep things moving and keep people like sane without just returning to the normal world like once it was before. And for some reason, it's just like that's what it's become the argument of, like whether we stay like not doing, or especially with those like Republican types and like people that I've talked to, is just like, well, we should jump back into the world and like that's it because the economy. Like I was talking to my mom and she was like, yeah, I was like, but I was talking about how our old high school, they had their prom. And I was just like, yeah, it's kind of like a little early to be having like all these kids on a dance floor. Like it's a bad idea. My mom was like, no, like we should jump back in. And then I was like, no, I mean, there's things we can jump back into. You know, we can go. We should be allowed to buy clothes again and get our haircuts and get like things that we need to do. But I was like, but we don't need to have a prom right now. Yeah. Like there's businesses that like unfortunately shouldn't come back. And I use movie theaters as an example. It's like the movie theaters should open back up. And it's like, okay, like technology allows us to not need movie theaters ever again.
Spit in each other's mouths too.
That's a very like old school, I feel like conservative way of thinking, is like, because it's a business, we should do what we can, even though it's like antiquated technology. Like movie theaters, they're not going to be around forever, but it's like, because it's our tobacco companies, like the shit like that is like, well, it's a business and people like their jobs, so we can't just I'm sorry, Tyler.
You're spilling
that means I'm really talking because I spilled Monster on Tyler, so means I'm getting really into the conversation.
Got in the crock holes.
Oh, no. Dude, you're a mistake, man. I always wear 2 layers of socks for that very reason. No, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to do
go
that.
on. No, it's fine.
I was just like that very like antiquated technology of like, oh, but they creates jobs, so we got to do it, and it's not how the world.
Coal mines. We need to open.
That's not how the world works, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same. Everybody doesn't want to go to green energy. And they want movie theaters to stay around.
Gas cars.
So I have one proposition for you and I always bring this up, and everyone's like, "Oh, Sean, like you have really good ideas. When are you gonna run?" No. I'll never run for American politics. Never ever until they bring it back.
Until they redo the national anthem.
Yeah.
It's a little too boring.
Or the national anthem is a hit. It's a fun one.
All right, it's not a banger.
We'll
when was the last time you played the U.S. national anthem at a party? Pretty long time ago. When was the last time you played the Brazilian national anthem? Last night. Yeah,
I know. So until they bring this back to a monarchy, I'm definitely not running for anything related to office or cabinet, even the wardrobe or anything like that. I don't know. But this is what I always say to people when they ask me for what should I do? I was like, this is what you should do. Here it is. Everybody over the age of 70 and 5 and under. X in both eyes. Bloop. Murdered. We're done with those. And now from then on, the population is only 6 to 69. And it's only like kids. And it's only like millennials who got older. And it's only the people who are thinking properly. Like little dumb kids that aren't doing anything. And old people, God, they don't even vote. So it's not even a problem. They wouldn't be able to get out to the polls. I'll tell you this. Our current administration would do more to get old people out to vote against my proposition than they would to get people in poorer communities to the polls to vote against.
So I guess my only problem with that, that whole decision would be, what do we do about that whole 5-year gap where no new people are entering the workforce because people are too young?
What are you talking about?
Well, you killed the 5 and under age group.
Do we need 5 years of people entering the workforce?
No. We'll never have 1 to 5-year-olds ever again.
We're just gonna let the earth die.
We'll just have 6-year. No, what?
The country does.
We're still gonna have 6-year-olds like be coming out every year and like new
How?
ones and stuff. They'll just be born 6 years old. I don't know.
That's not how it works.
You lost.
All right, even if they're-
everyone listening.
Even if they're not, even I'm talking about the babies. Okay, the old people we
Okay.
can throw them wherever we want. The babies, even if we just hide them in some sort of like facility and have them grow up in whether it be tubes or like a school, like underground for 5 years, so that they could come out and work full-time jobs, all the better. I'm in favor for it. And whoever came up with that idea is a good person. Oh wait, yeah, it was me. So Aiden's on his phone.
Guys, as a reminder, follow Woman to Talk Show on TikTok. We're trying to get to a bazillion followers by the end of the year.
My stance on TikTok actually goes as far as saying, don't follow us on TikTok. Don't follow Woman to Talk Show, my page on Instagram or TikTok, anything. I'm banning. If Woman to Talk Show is still standing with TikTok,
Woman to Talk Show
I think
stands
I'm-
with TikTok.
No,
Fully.
no.
We fully
Are
do
you
with
serious?
TikTok. Yeah.
Are you serious?
It's our fastest growing platform.
I think I might be leaving the show then.
You know how many TikTok followers we've gotten in the last fucking week, Sean? 20,000. How many new monthly
no,
listeners
no.
have we gotten on our podcast?
20 minus one because I left. I unfollowed. No, yeah. No.
Boom.
I get
Clearly,
sick
our
of
TikTok
those
is way
guys.
better.
Well, with our fan mail, we get so much fan mail for the podcast. We barely
Really,
get
name them.
anything.
Name each address that you've received mail
Name
from.
mail, big letter and yellow envelope. Eviction.
There's only 4 mails I've ever gotten. Sean Kane, Tyler DeMays, Dave behind the camera, and Colin, who played who's
our
here, our manager.
He didn't play anybody.
He didn't play anybody.
There are no characters.
Because there are no characters in this show.
We are all real people.
Yes.
And we're all real people, everybody. That's
That's
what
the
we're
lesson
trying
we're trying to teach you guys today, is we're
Yeah.
real people with real problems, and we need your money. So
not-
Venmo me at Aiden-Wall-1 on Venmo, $1,000 minimum.
$1,000.
We're not AI set
Yeah,
up by
minimum
the US
peop-
government to steal your money and fund. You
No,
know,
We're
yeah,
not going to
a
donate it to
military
TikTok
operation.
or the Chinese government.
We've been backed by our boys.
Our boys
Blue. Over.
Ugh.
Oh no,
Our boys over where?
China.
China. The Chinese military.
Yeah, the Chinese Navy actually.
We should go to war with China.
Oh my God.
Have we ever thought about that?
Have we ever thought? Yeah, we were going. I forget what's crazy senator during the I think the Korean War. He wanted to like go right up and invade China after.
Why?
After I think
Because Asians.
I don't know.
You get them once, you got to get them all.
Sorry, I think it was Vietnam that he wanted to do that. Whatever's closer
Vietnam?
to China, I have
Probably
no idea.
Vietnam. I'm pretty sure it's.
Yeah,
We got fucked.
Either
we
way,
really
we're
don't. We really brush over how badly we lost the war in Vietnam. Until like sophomore year, I feel like we never learned about that at all.
because we can't know our country's failures. We
That
can
we-
only know like that they were friends with Native
They
Americans.
try to put like a positive spin on it every time, where it's like, oh yeah, like these American troops, they fought really hard, and we did our best.
No, not only did
It's
we
like-
not only did we not learn
We got
about
fucked by like villagers. Like what happened?
Not
I
only-
don't know.
Not only did we not learn about Vietnam until like sophomore or junior of high school, but when we finally did, they kind of like, it was all just full of excuses too. I remember like my teacher just like, yeah, so like America was on a winning streak, so we were like, just like kind of casual about
Destined
it. We
to
didn't
lose.
care. And then, Vietnam, they had never won, so they wanted to protect. So they did all these crazy, weird, hidden secret stuff in their woods, like a bunch of animal stupid heads.
Yeah.
So
better
they
tactics
tried
now.
super hard.
We weren't even trying.
We were a foreign party coming to their country to aid. Like, God, what the fuck? Their traps, like that's how George Washington fought the redcoats and stuff. He used guerrilla warfare tactics, and they were like, hey, you're supposed to line
supposed
up.
to-
You're
yeah.
supposed to line up and shoot us. And we were like, nah, fucking.
We don't need what?
nerds. We want to kill you and get you out of here.
Why would we follow your order? That's the whole reason we're fighting you.
And like 100 years later, we're them.
Well, yeah, and then
the whitey tighties.
we just went to Iran.
Yeah, we totally scored.
And we Iran'd it up.
Scored huge.
We squared it.
Well, no, we
Like a girl.
We missed Iraq. We accidentally landed in Iran.
Yeah. They didn't have maps back then.
No. They thought the world. They thought the world was.
Flat still.
No, they thought. They knew it was like kind of curved.
2000 what? 2? Like
Yeah, it was before. Google like updated its
It was still in
logo.
beta. Maps was in beta.
Its logo still was like sans like serif font. Like it had had accents on the ends. What was I gonna say?
What's the next Google? What's the next big thing that we're all going to be on that's like so dissimilar from all the other stuff we use? And then tell me what you're going to say.
Tumble.
I guess we can't figure it out, but it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, you're basically asking us to make it.
Yeah. If anybody has a guess, leave it in the comments, and when it does come out, whoever's right, we'll send. I'm going to Venmo you $1,000 or $100.
Yeah. If you give us the idea, we'll get a free 1 minute talk show mug or something.
Some dumb shit we don't care about like that.
Yeah, if you a talking dog or something, if you figure out how to make that. Maybe we'll sign it. I don't know. It might not stay on, but might wash off.
What were you going to say?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I
Tyler,
think no. I
what
think
was
I
your
was gonna
Maryland
say-
story?
I did. Oh, that's right.
Tyler has a Maryland
That's so
story,
late.
guys. He didn't get to finish it 3 podcasts ago, so
It's so fucking.
everyone's
like
been dying.
four,
Dude, every
like
single
four.
podcast episode that goes up, we get new emails on podcastminutetalkshow@gmail.com.
All
Like,
right.
where's the end of the Maryland story?
Yes,
Okay, I'll go ahead.
confirm.
I'll go ahead and try to brief it. We were going to Virginia for a camping trip. We stopped in Maryland on the way because
Like
we
recently,
met with
or-
family. It was a while ago. So we stopped in Maryland to meet some family, and they have a son. He's like, I think he's 8 years old, and he's kind of tall. Whatever.
Tyler's using his hand to show us
Yeah,
the
I'm
height.
trying to gauge how tall he is. About yay high.
That's
No one else
super
can see it who's listening. to
Super
this.
short.
Really? Yeah, that's really
For
You're
short.
me?
sitting
though?
down right now.
Oh,
From your hand to the ground
that's
is
true.
super short.
you're right. Yeah. So
I
maybe.
could kiss him on the lips from me sitting.
Okay.
I kiss him
Anyway.
right on the tongue.
Yeah.
What I want to talk about, I just wanted to bring up like the main moral of the story was like, why do kids lie? Because we were meeting up, and pretty much I was just bored, and he just started talking about like Animal Crossing and other video games that he plays, and he's just like making shit up about the game, even though I told him that I played it already, and he's just like, oh yeah, there's this crazy huge fish that you can catch, and then he's talking about like pickaxes that you can use to like mine under your island, and
That's
like
not
there's
in
an
the
underground
game,
area.
dude.
Yeah, it's not in the game. And I'm just like sitting there, I'm like listening, I'm like, yeah, and I didn't want to like tell him he's a moron and he's like lying, because that's messed up, and you can't do that to like a
Because
child.
why would you even present it like that? though?
Yeah, but like
Why'd you call him a moron?
no, I didn't
at
call him
all.
a moron. Yeah, but anyway,
was a
like
moron.
so we eventually get home, and then he wanted to set up like an island visit so I could go to his island and check it out, and like my aunt or whatever was setting it up between us, and then she was like, yeah, he just wanted to tell you he's really sorry about lying earlier, like none of that stuff was true. I was like, yeah, I knew, but like I don't really care. His island's probably fine. I just want to know, like, why do kids feel the need to lie so much?
But he was telling you all that knowing. Was he really actually aware that you also
yes,
had the game?
because I was talking about the game too. I was like, oh yeah, I've got all the fish available right now, all the bugs and stuff. Like I'm looking forward to the next month, like
maybe
animals.
maybe he thought you were just really like you.
Like bad at it.
No, you like had watched a whole other guys walkthrough of it, and like you actually didn't have the game, but you knew enough about it,
even
like
though
you
I
had
told
it.
him we could visit each other's island and everything.
Ugh, I would never do that.
Like, did you ever have like a big like lie as a kid? Do you
No,
remember
but
doing,
my
like
I'm terrified of
my
planes.
friend, yeah, I never lie, but my friend Austin used to just like it was just so weird. He would, I think he was a pathological liar, because when we were kids, he would like just talk about how like he worked at this business, and like we used to have these like little like 4-wheel little, what are they, those little tight car things that are like
Yeah.
look just like an actual
Oh,
car,
yeah.
but they'd make them tiny. He
They're
used to have
from
one of those,
Ant-Man.
and he would talk about how he would drive them to work every day, and he would be on the highway, and he would talk for hours in detail about like being on the highway and then getting to work and his boss and blah blah blah, and he would just lie like crazy. But even when we were older, we were in 8th grade, there was like this beach his family owned a yacht, and they had like a yacht club, and like I went there one time, and there was this girl there, and then like the whole rest of the summer he would tell me about how like she was his girlfriend and they were dating, and we're in 8th grade, we're like way past the point of like little kid stupid shit, and like how she's his girlfriend, and then like when I went up, he's like, no, we're fighting right now, you can't see her. And then eventually, and I had this girl on Snapchat too, and like I talked to her a few times, like not like that much, but just like friend, she wasn't a stranger to me.
Yeah.
So then like she was like Then later he was like, she cheated on me, bro. And I was like, I don't know, man. So I messaged the girl because I've known at this point I'd known this kid for like whatever, fucking like 7 years or something. I'm like, yo, do you know Austin? And she's like, kinda. And I'm like, dude, I don't know why. Dude, he's like told me that you guys were like dating for like 2 months and that you cheated on him. And she was like, bro, what the fuck? I don't know that kid other than the day I saw you and him like 2 months ago. And I like told him, I'm like, dude, she just said she'd never known you before. I just talked to her, and he's like, who are you gonna believe, your friend for this long or some girl? I was like, dude, there's some girl you're like this all the time. That same summer I had gotten my first girlfriend. It was the summer going into our freshman year. I got my first girlfriend, and I think he like kind of had a thing for her before, but he never really talked to her. I started to get more girls in Austin once like people started to get like have conversations like that age, because he just was so boring at texting and stuff. But then he just like in the middle of me dating this girl, just like texted her and out of the blue was like, you should, because he texted like a fourth grader when we were in like 8th grade, and like that's the way he communicates. Like, you should break up with Aiden and date me or something like that. And I was like, what the? I was like, dude, why'd you do that? And he's like, dude, I swear I didn't say that. And I'm like, this is exactly how you text.
Who are you gonna believe?
Who are you gonna believe, man? I've been your friend for this many years, and it was like, what?
I think
Not my speeching pattern.
Yeah, I mean, I just posed the question, but I think I already figured it out. It's just like kids like to feel superior, I guess.
Yeah.
Like to have power.
Or
so
even
inferior
when they're younger.
Sometimes with parents and shit, like they can kind of like put them down, like almost like not really.
And teachers.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too, but like not really have like a normal conversation with them to like talk, where it just becomes like this almost power dynamic where like the parent like just is so overbearing on their child that maybe
they're
the
just
child
in
And, like,
just
older
like,
brothers
yeah,
and
I
stuff.
wanna now I gotta exact this like thing that the parents are doing to me on my friends and stuff because I feel good now.
Is it? You think it's that, or you think it's like an older kid? You want to be on the same level as him.
Maybe.
So he's like pumping himself.
Definitely.
He's pumping air into his
I think it's
little
both of
Nike,
the things.
like hops, like so he could jump as high as you. Yeah. That's
You probably won't
He's
even
wearing moon
remember
shoes.
any of that he lied to you. You probably won't remember that at all, man.
Oh, probably not.
If you forget, then it's just gone. You know, I realize that it's been freaking me out. I've been getting like real introspective, but it's probably not a good thing. But I just think if I see something now and I don't take a picture of it, like it's kind of cool. But like I just know that if I don't take a picture of it, then it'll probably fade from my memory, and it's as if it never even happened. Like it's the same thing as if it never even happened. You know?
yeah, and that's because you can also not record memories on video because that is not valid.
No, it's
The
just
courts-
it's
the courts
just
say the
it's just
same
factually proven that it happened, and that it keeps it in your memory. But I also want to say that it's interesting because when we like think about history, like there was so much that wasn't like super recorded for super long, and even a lot of it when it was being recorded was still like someone else writing down like what they interpreted, and it
Yeah,
was like
what the
definitely had
fuck,
bias. Like
Neanderthals? You
I'm
coulda
talking
scratched out
about
what you
like
ate
I'm talking
for-
about like
for
history, like more recent and shit like that. Even like the last 2,000 years is just like it's so like so much of it is just like word of mouth that we like write down as fact because we can't really prove anything past there.
I mean, that's kind of how like stories start. Like
I think that's-
fairy tales.
I think
and, like,
that's-
folklore and stuff. It's just like word of mouth passed
I think
down.
I've been looking into it though, but I think that's kind of how Jesus was.
No,
do you mean?
No,
he's
because
the son of God.
no, I mean like I think it was multiple dudes.
No,
that
Jesus
were-
of Nazareth was multiple
Yes.
dudes.
there's 12 of them.
No, because it was really like I think it was like multiple stories or people that had kind of claimed themselves as like something, and then eventually like they all merged together as like one thing. And I'm pretty because there's no like actual like totally historic
Jesus,
like one
at the
actual
time,
one
bro,
guy,
yeah.
and this is what all of the what he's doing. It's very
There was a Jesus of Nazareth. There was an actual dude in the Middle East named Jesus who was born in Nazareth. Or if he was from Nazareth. I don't know if he was born there.
How do you know that?
He
It's
was
like
born- he
there's
was born in
historical records
Bethlehem.
of a man named Jesus.
He was born in
and-
Bethlehem. He was born in a stable in
Yeah.
Bethlehem.
but
Did they
he
did they
was Jesus of Nazareth.
did they record births back then?
Regardless, there was a dude who did some.
No, they
some
took a
cool,
rock the
like,
same-
Being serious, did they
saintly shit.
record births back then?
no, but they took a rock the same size as the baby's head and threw it down in the ground.
But the recordings of the stuff that happened about Jesus, like all the records of Jesus, were written like after he
were written-
died.
Yeah.
Well, They were written by apostles.
Written after he died, though.
He
don't
died
know.
pretty young.
I wasn't
and
there.
He
I
didn't,
don't know.
So I'm
there's
just saying that like there's
I
no
don't
way
think
to
there's
prove that
much-
like it was like exactly or even that it had happened
no.
because it was all after he
I
died.
had just
so
never
you can actually
heard-
It was
prove
written
that
by
he was.
it was written by his followers though. They were they were the apostles who followed him. So even if it was like beyond his death, like they were the people who experienced it. And sure, maybe throughout time, like there is some degrading of what actually happened.
No, actually, yeah, because the church, because it was all written. It was like if it's written in Latin, or if it was
Right.
written in the
It's been
original,
translated,
then
like,
it's in
so
Latin.
many
And then
times.
Martin. If you're thinking back, Martin Luther, he translated the Bible from Latin to other. I think what did he put it into German or something?
I think.
And then for the first time, somebody who wasn't a priest could read the Bible.
Right.
So people didn't know the Bible like a priest did because they couldn't read Latin.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's plenty of shit that could be changed. You
Yeah.
know how many times I've been getting my test handed back to me, and I turn that F into a B.
In green crayon.
Yeah, B++. That's an A. But
So
I don't think there's much. I don't remember any. I don't know if there is any. I have no idea.
none of
Jesus' childhood. There's like stories of Jesus as like a little kid.
There's like brief stuff of him studying
carpentry. Like
Yeah, he was he was the son of a carpenter, so he did carpentry himself. And I know that he studied a little bit in temples with like other priests and junk. But
don't you want to kind of see him like training to be God and stuff, and he's like
that's not
practicing
that's not
responding
the
to
point
people's
of
prayers.
That's not the point
and-
of Christ though, because he's pretty much just a guy. He's
That
just
was-
a normal guy
that
who's
was
the
the
son
whole-
of
yeah.
God, and he's just this very humble man who just does stuff. That's the appeal of Christ.
Oh no,
really.
you see,
He's not like this isn't like Bruce Almighty.
No,
and he's like, oh, where's my computer? Let me answer prayers.
easier to he does he answers. God never answers prayers. That's what he told Jim Carrey in the movie. What does Jim Carrey do? Answer all of them at once on his computer through email. I came from a Catholic. I was raised Catholic. I was in a Catholic family. I'm not a practicing Catholic right now, so don't worry. Don't worry. You can still find me attractive. No, I didn't really like think about it until like semi recently. Like I just knew that what I was learning, like through whatever like Catholic faith, like I was just like, it's not really for me. It's boring, and I don't really care, and I don't really connect with it. And it wasn't only until like kind of recently that I started like truly thinking about like Catholicism was like, let's completely misinterpret what the fuck Jesus was supposed to be. Like,
Remember how we whitewashed a Middle Eastern religion and we made Jesus look like some like mid-40s washed up white dude?
No,
that was awesome. I love
sorry.
that part.
I just wanted to intrigue. I did some research while you guys were talking.
Yeah.
There is no there's no like actual holds up physical evidence that Jesus was real. Mostly all we have is from the Bible, but
we have
all we can, I mean, that's like all we really have that like actually can still hold up. That's like real evidence and it's just whatever his disciples that was written decades after. And like, there's really no, like, that's just word of mouth at that point. That's just people saying that this happened.
Yeah.
like we got a really cool name, like
Damn it, dude.
Like
I thought
Jesus?
Jesus was real until like a week ago.
no, I think
Now there's no
Muhammad
reason to believe he's real.
Muhammad was real. I think he was a real guy.
I'm sorry. I've only doing one in a week.
Yeah, no, I know.
Taking down religion one at
Day
a
at a
time.
time.
No, we are not trying to take down any other religion other than the
Christian one.
Yeah,
'Cause that's the one
those
we-
white
I'm
people.
just saying
That they
it's
forced
not
us
for
to.
me.
I'm literally been. I thought that I had this
sorry.
connection because I'm basically I'm so Middle Eastern.
You connected yourself
and I
with
was connected with Jesus
first before
Of
any
course,
other.
Of course, the most Middle Eastern man that I've ever come to know and love. But now I got to find out that he probably could not. The evidence
be
that he's
real.
real is that of the same evidence that other things that pretty much dragons were real.
Some dude saw a burning bush in the desert and it just went downhill from there.
All right, I gotta say,
God's talking me through this bush.
You know what sucks, dude? You know what sucks, man? The way we just like interpret like the Bible as like as fictional, as non-fictional, even though like I feel like we all know it is at this point relatively.
Everybody knows.
I mean, come on, man.
Well, it's only people-
even if you still believe it, you still feel like there's a part of you that like knows like there's really no reason.
No.
You think your mom doesn't have anything deep down inside of her that like thinks like, okay, but this doesn't really make sense.
People who are devout in faith 100% believe
That sucks.
that.
I just don't understand it. I
Here's
believe
the thing,
it.
though.
I mean, I know.
Could you
I was
live? Could you live forever with anything to do? Could you possibly do that?
I was just
like,
gonna say-
without that becoming essentially torture.
Dude, I was just gonna say that I
some
wish
point.
instead of it being like all the religions we had, if it was like fucking dragons and like that kind of stuff, medieval stuff that we made up, like
Rick and
lore,
Morty or something.
mythology, which is fucking awesome. We know that's not
Yeah.
real, but we
Mythology's way cooler.
mythology's so much cooler. Both
to
Norse
be fair,
and Greek
though,
mythology.
To be fair, though, with American culture, it like we're not rooted in this country for as long as those people who have existed in like different continents for like hundreds upon
Yeah, but
thousands
even
of
the
years.
Greeks know
like
Greek mythology is not true.
We pulled up over here like 200, like less than 300 years ago. We just came over and we're like, our land now. Sorry, boys. I mean, like not directly.
What do you mean it's less than 300 years ago? It was like 600 years ago.
America does not have a culture. We are a bunch of hodgepodge people all put together.
What does that have to do with anything?
That means that in in the Netherlands, Norse mythology was like from more than just 300 years ago. Like
That's
1,000 or something,
sitting there
like
for a
even
really
more
long
than that.
time. Yeah,
It doesn't have to.
So it's like-
So what does that have to do with any? What does that have to do with? Are you
it's
saying that that's why we believe
history-
Catholicism because it's newer?
no
Well,
history?
no, because that's rooted in like our own
So
like.
my whole point is that we take the Bible as like
borrowed-
more as non-fictional, whereas we know that we talk about how mythology isn't. And I wish that mythology was the thing that we were like, it happened.
Oh,
because
okay.
that's way cooler. Same thing with dragons.
I thought you were trying to say that you wished we had our own version.
Oh
of
no,
that.
I don't give a
Okay.
shit. I think that the Greeks had their thing, and that's good enough for me. I don't
Yeah.
want my own. I feel like we don't even have our own anything here.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
McDonald's.
I mean,
that's like
the only people that have their own shit is the stuff that we've completely like buried. Like, there's so much probably Native American history that like nobody will ever know about, like over the course of years. Although it's like small and like kind of scattered out into like individual tribes because they weren't like.
That spiritualism.
No,
shit
they
is
just got
awesome.
But it's
spawn
also
camps.
awesome.
Yeah,
They
I
just
want to
got
learn
spawn
about like
camp.
Wendigos and horrifying shit like that. That sounds cool.
What do you
as
think-
hell. You good?
I was gonna say, what do you think? Like, oh, you know what's interesting about Native Americans? It's like in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Sometimes they would go to like primitive planets that hadn't developed like technology, and like they were so much more primitive, and like that's like what the going to. That's what the planet used to be like. Like other nations were just like just primitive and still doing like shit that other people hadn't been doing for like hundreds of years.
But in
still
Star
are some
Wars, like
people
those
that.
people also have wings and can like fly because they're big bug people.
Yeah. What other places you think are really like that now still? Because back then, like those people would have no idea that there were.
Are you
other-
asking
there's
us to
still, like,
point out
some-
third world
There's
nations
still like
or something?
settlements.
Third world is
in-
so different from people fighting, hunting with spears, while other people are like
There's
scholarly
still
making
some like
books and shit.
settlements in Africa, I believe, that like stick to those.
But
old,
that's like because they're
cultural
that's
values.
like they're choosing culturally, not like this is as far as they've like advanced.
Okay,
and
I think there's like a
don't know.
cannibal island or whatever that I keep like hearing about that stupid
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
There's like a
Where? I wanna
cannibal.
go.
There's like a island full of cannibals.
Like
and
it's
there
like
was
a-
this
do they
one
have to fight
part,
each
like-
other, or are they like in
know.
some sort of agreement of
People-
like how they eat?
Yeah, some
Fuck
people
Vice.
in like a helicopter went to try and like get footage of it, and they started throwing spears at
Oh
the helicopter.
That's crazy.
Probably running out of time.
We
on this,
are
but-
at
Well, I could-
58 minutes, guys.
I
We
can
have.
tell you, yeah.
I really didn't realize it, guys. It's so hot. I don't think anyone wanted to take a break because we just wanted to get this over with, guys. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest, like 90 degrees in the studio today. But before this episode ends, every episode, as you guys know, we do want to sell out someday, so we always do fake sponsors. That means we got to do fake sponsors today, or else the producers of this podcast will kill us. They will wring our necks up alive, guys. This episode of Podcast Minute Talk Show is sponsored by the temperature. It's so hot. Tyler.
I wish we could go back to the Ice Age. Speaking of which, this episode is indeed sponsored by the Ice Age.
Ray Romano.
Ray Romano did an excellent job in that movie. Best role I think I've ever seen acted out. And honestly,
we gotta get the kid back to his tribe.
I can't wait.
watch some Everybody Loves Raymond.
I cannot wait for the next installment to the series. I'm really excited.
and Morty.
Morty, it's a big talking. What if Ben 10 was here? And then Ben 10 comes in.
Oh my God.
Hey, it's me, Ben.
All right, Sean, what is this week sponsored by?
This
Before we
week.
keep going with
this
this
week
bit.
is actually sponsored by.
You have 24 seconds.
What are you
On
talking?
my thing, dude. My timer's different from yours.
There's time in it.
Oh. This week is actually sponsored by little dickhead know-it-alls who sit in their first world nation thinking that they've got it all figured out.
We record in Iran.
We're
by the way.
we're a little
The bad parts.
yeah, it's not us. So why don't you listen to us? Because we'll tell you what the world is like.
Guys, thank you for listening. Remember to listen and say, we love you, Podcast Minute Talk Show, and just follow us if you don't follow us on Spotify or subscribe or whatever, because you keep just typing it in. But guys, you just followed us, you'd get alerts and it would come up. You dummies! You dummies!
Oh, and the first person or people, if you submit it at the same time, same millisecond, that's fine. To completely memorize the first Podcast Minute Talk Show word for word, if you can recite it to us on camera the full hour, Aiden or I, probably Aiden because he's a lot more miles. He will fly out, and once we have prom, he will be your prom date. That is confirmed that it will definitely happen. No, sorry, Aiden, because you seem kind of upset. Tyler will come be your prom date. Sorry, it couldn't be me or Aiden. We really wanted to, and but we're very busy.
Yeah, man, we took those new pictures for the photo shoot, and they came out so nicely. I genuinely did. I downloaded Tinder. I added them to my profile. I boosted my profile, because sometimes you get free boosts, where it sends it out to like 10 times the amount of people, and then I deleted the app. I just wanted myself out there.
That you just dropped the mic, dude.
And someday I'm going to re-download the app, and I'm going to have all these new matches, and then I'm probably going to respond to
like-
one. I'm
like
going to message one, and then I'm going to be like, this is
matches.
why I deleted Tinder, and then I'm going to re-delete it. Which is kind of like the moves, guys. Single men in 2020 is nah, it's fun. Tinder's just not, but it kind of is.
Everybody should find the Tinder in their life and delete it, whether that be
Your
nagging
neighbor or your
wife.
wife or that job you hate. Find the Tinder in your life that you know you keep coming back to, but you hate it, and just finally delete the app like you've been meaning to. Maybe
And
it's
then-
literally Tinder.
And then figuratively or literally make a Bumble account.
Yeah, figuratively or literally go out there and actually find someone that has common interests and ask her to go, and don't sleep with her. Just talk to her on the first date and see if you really could love this person.
Just tell her that you're really into churlies and Woo! Oh my gosh.
Oh man, by the way, I also added this picture of me and Stephen Kramer because I was like, this will probably make people like swipe in and be like, is that Gustavo? And then before I deleted the app, I got one message that said, is that Gustavo? And so, yeah, I just said yes. And then I was like,
It works. Tried and true.
And then I realized, like, I don't want to talk to this person about Gustavo. Like, so that's when I deleted it after that one message. But it was funny. I knew I was right. But it doesn't. Zach's the guy who uses Tinder like that. Like, I remember he was like, you should use a picture of you and Trevor Wallace because you'll get more swipes. And I was like, yeah, okay, dude, shut the fuck. And put 1 minute talk show in your bio of Tinder.
Yeah. Well, no, when I make it, I don't have a Tinder. When I make it, I'm gonna with my all the pictures I took at the 9/11 museum. And people are, oh my God, is that the 9/11 museum? That's awesome, dude. And we'll be talking about that forever.
Sick. And then, yeah. All right, guys. I want to kill myself. It's so sweaty. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the sweat glistening from me, Sean, and Tyler. If you're not watching on YouTube, you might want to check it out. It'll come out next week if you're
Maybe you
hearing
can hear it. I turned up the sensitivity on the mic. So.
It does come out a week later. So if you are watching on YouTube and you want to hear another podcast, then one probably came out the same day or the day before. That is...
Yes. This is episode 16.
Oh,
If
it's
you're
getting
watching
confusing.
this right now, maybe you should listen
You're watching
to episode
six-
17.
which is, yeah, if you're watching... Good point. And then you might think, oh, shit, I'm going to ruin watching episode 17. I always eat my ice cream before dinner. I don't worry about consequences. I feel them later. Goodbye, everybody.
Yes.
See you next week.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry.
But before that, just so you know that I was Sean. This is me. I'm Sean.
And I'm Aiden.
And I'm Tyler.
No, and then you say, and this was Podcast Minute. Like every episode you go, and this was, and you sing the song, remember?
Hakuna Matata.
This was Podcast Minute Talk Show. Thank you for listening. Dave did the thing he does. Where he turns off the camera before we're done.
But isn't it kind of nice when on the YouTube video?
The fifth one is the one where we end it, Dave. You should know this.
The fifth Dave. You were a quintuplet, Dave.
You're a quintuplet. What if they stopped after 4?